Today we discuss what is the electrical emission. Our topic is electrical emission. So first we know it. What is electrical emission? The liberation of electrons from the surface of substance is known as electrical emission. For electrical emission, metal are used because they have many free electrons. It is free electrons. It is free electrons. These are all are free electrons. If a piece of metal is investigated at room temperature, these are surface area. They are surface area and it is a figure. All are figure and we discuss the free electron, how to surface it, how to flexible it. However, these electrons are free only to the extent that they may transfer from atom one to another atom, and to the extent they may transfer from one atom to another within the metal, but they cannot leave the metal surface to provide electron emission. It is because the free electrons that start at a surface of metal and behind the positive nuclear pulling them back and none pulling forward. Those at the surface of metal, a free electron encounters force that prevent it to leave the metal. If it is we see it, it is an atom and it's free electron. It's a free electron. It's another free electron. When one electron and another electron could be metallic surfaces offers of a barrier to free electrons is known as a surface barrier. We know this. What is surface barrier? Just like the border in free electrons area, it is a surface. It is a surface. Insufficient external energy is given to the free electron. Its kinetic energy increased and this electron will cross over the surface barrier to leave the metal. This additional energy required by electron to overcome the surface barrier of the metal. It's called the metal of work function. The amount of additional energy required to emit of electron from metallic surface is known as work function of the metal. For electron emission, metal are used because they have many free electrons. If one free electron is another one free electron is another free electron, their randomly motion of electrons are free only the extent they may transfer from another to another. So and we look the figure and it is a free electrons that start the surface of metal and behind the positive nuclear. So we will be showing the required of liberated electron from the metal is 4 electrovolt. So the amount of additional energy, if we required the total energy to liberate an electron from a metal is 4 electrovolt. It is a 4 electrovolt metal, and electron to be continue 0.5 electrovolt. So we called if the total energy required metal is 4 electrovolt and the energy already processed by the electron 0.5 electrovolt, then the additional energy required is 4.0 minus 0.5 electrovolt. The work function of pure metal roughly 2 to 6 electrovolt is required 3.5 electrovolt, and I again say it's this metal, pure metal, very roughly from 2 to 6 electrovolt. It's depend upon the nature of metal, its purity and conditions is its surface. It may be noted that it is desirable that metal used for electron emission should have low work function so that a small amount of energy is a required cause emission of the electron. Work function is the additional energy required for liberation of electrons. Therefore, it should have the convention of unit energy, joule. But this unit is very large for computing electronics work. Therefore, the practices a smaller unit they call of electron volt. This is the electron volt. For electron volt as maybe 5 electrovolt, 6 electrovolt, and whatever. So metal and electron is continued to the electrovolting system, and their causes to energy required this. And it's pure. I again say the work function pure metals very roughly. It's 2 to 6 or 7 electrovolt. Therefore, in practice, a smaller unit called electron volt. 1 electron volt is amount of the of energy required by an electron when it is accelerate through a potential difference 1 volt is 1 volt. 1 electron to another electron is difference to 1 volt. Thus, if an electron moves from the point of zero potential to point of plus 10 volt, then amount of required by electron is 10 electrovolt. Since charge of electron it is 1.602 and volt is 1 electrovolt. So 1 electron volt is QV. It's a required number 1602 and 1 joule. So 1 electrovolt is 1.602. So we will require all of our sufficient energy, so called is the electron emission. The surface of metal is possible only the sufficient energy, additional energy is supplied from the external source, and this external energy may come from the variety of sources such as heat energy, and heat energy is stored in electrical field. Electrical field, light energy or kinetic energy, the electric charges bombarding the metal surface. Accordingly, there are following four principal methods of obtain electron emission from the surface of metal. However, its sufficient and external energy is given to the free electron. Its kinetic energy increased and the electrons will cross over the surface barrier left to the metal. So, it's maybe desirable that the metal used for electron emission should have low work function. Low work function and its low work function so that the small amount of energy is required cause emission of electrons. Thank you.